This is what you need to do to run TextMurphy overseer on Linux. 5 whole steps. The first one is to make a 32-bit wine bottle and configure it. Now, the game was released in the 32-bit era, so if you ever have to choose the architecture for the wine bottle, you can never go wrong with 32 bits. Then you have to change the compatibility to Windows XP, and that's gonna solve the missing textures or textures not being rendered properly problem, which appears under Windows 7 and Windows 10. And you also may want to run the game in a virtual desktop, and the resolution that you're gonna get regardless of what you pick is 800 by 600, because this is the highest resolution of the video game, and once it's started it changes the resolution of the desktop, so you're always going to default to an 800 by 600 window. Okay, the next step is to install the game inside the bottle. Now, I have the GOG version of TextMurphy Overseer, which is also the DVD version. And as far as I know, Steam also offers the DVD version. So this solution should also work for the Steam version of TextMurphy Overseer. The third step is to install LAV filters, and in Lutris we have two options, and we need the one that's labeled LAV filters 0.70.2. that is an older version that is supported on Windows XP. Now for Steam users, they're gonna have to find another way, like manually. They're gonna have to figure out how to install LAV filters inside their wine bottle, proton bottle, whatever it's called. Or if you're using Play on Linux, it's called the Directional Filters Fix. I don't know why, but they decided to name it like this. Or you could also download and install the necessary stuff with the Keylight Codec pack. We need version 10.0.5. Again, this is the last version for Windows XP. So we need one of these for the video clips of the game. Okay, the next step is to install FluidSynth or QSynth for the MIDI sounds. Now FluidSynth is terminal based, and QSynth is the GUI for FluidSynth. And since QSynth is a graphical program, I guess most people are going to use that, but I decided to inform you about both, so you know that you have options. Okay, so once we have that, we need to get a sound font, and this is one place where you can get it. This sound font is called Fluid R3 space gm.sf2. Once you download the sound font, you need to load it into QSynth, and that's gonna play the MIDI sounds of the game. And obviously every single time you have to start QSynth before you start the game, and then you start the game and the MIDI sounds will be playing. Also, you have to have a very specific path for the sound font, otherwise QSynth won't be able to recognize it if you change its directory. Okay. LAV filters 0.74.1 is the other option being available to me in Lutris. Now that's not supported on Windows XP, but funnily enough, you can install this under Windows 7. So what you would do is you're going to change the compatibility of the bottle to Windows 7, install LEV filters, and then change back the compatibility to Windows XP. I guess that's worthy of mentioning. If you cannot find another version of LEV filters, you could use this little trick. And if you want to use the Keylight codec pack, you need again version 10.0.5, which is the last version for Windows XP Source Pack 2. And once you get to the installation part, you need three things. First, under the Directional Video Decoding Filters, you need MPEG-2, and you also need to select D-Scalar 5. Under Directional Audio Decoding Filters, you need AC3, DTS, and so on. This all one line, and you need to select FFD Show to do the decoding. And under Directional Source Filters, you need to select MPEG TS and LAV. And of course, finally, it's optional if you want to tweak things. You also want to install the Codec tweak tool for convenience. And of course, if you have a friend on Windows, you can tell them to use the Keylight codec pack. That's gonna help them decode the videos, but of course they're gonna still have some other problems like the not properly rendered textures and the MIDI sounds that they're gonna have to fix and so on. Well, that's it. I'm going to talk about a couple of things now and then I'm going to demonstrate. Okay, so what is the connection between FFD show and LAV filters? I thought initially that FFD show was gonna be enough, but it actually did not work for me, strangely enough. And here they say that development of FFD show has been discontinued. All former developers of FFD show have lost interest in the project. There have not been any significant changes to the code since 2012, only some minor trivial changes have been made in the past year. So this was posted in January 2007, but the last update to this post was made on the 3rd of December 2013, so this checks out. Also, there is FFD Show Tryouts project, which is a fork of the FFD Show project, and here they say a superior audio and video decoder is available in the form of LAV filters. And if we go to that link, here they explain all of the capabilities of LAV filters and what's being added to it in the latest versions and whatnot, all sorts of updates. So, quote unquote, that's how I figured out why I should try LAV filters. Okay, now I'm going to demonstrate that it works by installing the game a couple of times under all sorts of different conditions. I'm gonna make me a new wine bottle here real quick. I'm gonna make it a 32-bit one. Alright, here I choose this custom wine version. I want to enable a virtual desktop. I'm gonna select the highest possible resolution for me, but it won't matter. And here it seems like everything is okay. Let's save that. Quickly make some changes here. Alright, so we select Windows XP and that's about it. And now I'm going to install the game. Now this installation is going to take about 5 minutes, which funnily enough is just as long as it takes to install Mint. So I'll probably apply some video editing tricks. Alright, tons and tons of editing was had, so let's see what happened. I have to select the executable, should be somewhere here. Oops. Where is it? There it is. Overseer exe. Save that and play it. Yeah, so this happens. I'm gonna install LAV filters and we'll see what happens from there. So we have to scroll down quite a bit, and there it is. This is what I was talking, is the newest one, which happens to be 0.74 point something, and this is the one we need for Windows XP compatibility. Oh, this also reminds me, I want to show you first Windows 7 compatibility, what that does. If it works, let's see. Oh yeah, this message is gonna pop up. You have a couple of seconds to answer. Yes, you want to use the always it's for this bottle only anyway, and I assume you're gonna have only this game in this bottle, so it's not a big deal. Okay, seems good so far. Let's start a new game. Make a player name. Sure, this works.
No.
Oh, come on, sweetie. Let me see that handsome face of yours.
I'm gonna play out a couple of scenes here because I want to show some things.
I know you're a strong woman, Chelsea, but even you've got your limits.
Quit stalling. I want to see the real you.
I want to give a comparison later on with the other examples.
You've never seen me first thing in the morning. I gotta warn you, not a pretty sight.
Morning? I have never understood PI standard time. But for the rest of us, hey, it's not the morning anymore.
Okay, and here I can skip. That should be good enough.
Yeah, Chelsea, you wouldn't believe it, but I had a really nice office.
Yeah.
Let me tell you about it.
And it looked like this. This is what Windows 7 compatibility does to the video game. Yeah, I guess that's enough. I will try Windows 10 as well, for those who are curious. I think it was the same.
Yeah, Chelsea, you wouldn't believe it, but I had a really nice office. Let me tell you about it.
Yeah, the textures are all whacked out and stuff. I don't know, some drivers, some libraries probably missing, whatever. This is why we run this under Windows XP compatibility. And then the game looks like this.
Yeah, Chelsea, you wouldn't believe it, but I had a really nice office.
Yeah,
Let me tell you about it.
much better. Okay. Well, that's not all, because there are a couple of problems here. The MIDI sounds are missing, and also, and they're enabled. I'm gonna show you. And also, it's not full screen. So, I found that if you're running this through Lutris, you can disable the virtual desktop, and I guess Lutris has some libraries or something that takes care of resolution problems. So I'm gonna play it. Let's see how this appears on OBS, because on my main monitor it's fine. Alright, but OBS shows me that it does not capture anything, even though I'm, you know, in the main menu. Fine, whatever. Maybe it's an OBS issue, I don't know. It's playable. This is where if you have a dual monitor setup or a multi-monitor setup. Another trick you could apply is enable the virtual desktop as before, and now we know that the game is gonna run in 800 by 600 as the highest resolution, so we can change the resolution of the main monitor or wherever we want to run it, kind of like this. And now when we start the game, okay, so I had to change sources in OBS because I don't know, there's some problem and it doesn't want to capture it correctly. So after you change your resolution to 800 by 600, hopefully you'll be able to find the play button and then you can play the game. And for me it starts on the secondary monitor because that's on the left, both virtually and physically, and I guess things always start in the top left. So I have a hotkey which I can use to switch which monitor the window is being displayed on. So now the game appears full screen. And if I start a new game, I can play it as if nothing happened.
Yeah, Chelsea, you wouldn't believe it, but I had a really nice office. Let me tell you
Okay,
about
so
it.
this is one of the other ways through which you can make the game appear full screen, and I guess you can use that hack for other games as well, which use virtual desktops but also change the resolution of the desktop. Alright, now the MIDI sounds are still missing, and I'm not gonna show that, but I'm just gonna show you that it works. Alright, so I have already downloaded the sound font. I put it in a hidden folder in my home directory in a folder named sound fonts, and this is the thing you need. This is the GitHub page. You can download it from here. It's in media, and then you need to download fluid r3 space gm.sf2. It's about 150 megabytes. I'm not gonna download it now because I don't need to. Alright, now that you know where it is, you can start Qsynth, and you need to do a couple of setups here. Now, I don't remember if this was the default, but just in case, you need also sequential, I assume is what this means. I have no idea what's going on here. I just know that you need to select the post audio here, or awesome. And I guess you can change some things here, but I didn't really bother to make any changes. And then you need to select the directory for the sound font. If you also have put it in a hidden folder because you don't want to look at the folder, you don't want to see the folder most of the time, you can go to wherever your folder is supposed to be, right click, show hidden files, and you'll be shown all the hidden files and folders. Then you select the sound font. It says it's already on the list, and then all you need to do is to start the game. Obviously, if you want the MIDI sounds, you're gonna have to start Qsynth every single time. The setup options here being recorded, so you don't need to set it up every single time, but you're just gonna have to remember to start Qsynth and then start the game, and it should work.
Yeah. Yeah, Chelsea, you wouldn't believe it, but I had a really nice office. Let me tell you about it.
And there you go. The MIDI sounds are now working. I'm gonna bother to make it full screen again because I have to change sources and whatnot, but I already showed you how to make it full screen. So that's one way you can set up the game. Alright, now I'm gonna show you how to do it in Play on Linux if you're interested in that stuff. We have to make a new bottle first. 32 bits is okay. Using a system 1, and mine is a really old version. The name for the virtual drive, let's say it's TM01. So I'm gonna have to set up the bottle again, install the game inside that bottle. I guess they could have been lazy, and I still could be lazy and use the same game files, but I'm not going to. So first things first, configure the bottle. Yeah, it's all good here. Select Windows XP. We're emulating a virtual desktop, and now we need to install the game. And done. Alright, now I probably want to make a shortcut with this. Oh, very nice. They link these here. I'm gonna use that. I'm gonna name it like this because I'm gonna make another bottle inside PlayerX, and I want to be able to differentiate easily between the two. And now let's see what happens. Is this going to run? Yes. The usual message, hey, this starts here. Alright. Well, what do you know? Same settings here, but there will be no video. Player name. Yep. It's gonna keep giving me that error.
Yeah, Chelsea, you wouldn't believe it, but I had a really nice office. Let me tell you about it.
But as you can see, we can play the game.
Well, I've only got a few things in my file cabinets right now, but someday they'll be jam-packed.
So this under Windows XP compatibility. Let's see, is it different? I don't remember actually. If I select, let's go for Windows 10. Both 7 and 10 should be equally as direct, so it shouldn't matter which one I select. Yep, rect is right. Alright, well, not much else to do here except I want to install the fix in this wine bottle. What was it? Direct show filters fix. Yes, this is what they named it here. I don't know why and what happened. There is FFD show, but nothing like this under L, which I can, you know, distinguish. So let's install this. Okay, we can ignore the message if we're using Wine on Linux. Very nice. And it seems to have installed. By the way, I don't know if this matters, but my PlayerX version is 4.2.12. Not the newest one, I think, but relatively new. And let's run the game now. Same question here. I don't know why my cursor gets lost. Oh, wait. I don't remember this part being like this. Okay, I kind of guessed it. I can also use the arrows. Let's see, can I get to OK somehow? Maybe using tab? Yes, tab helps, but I missed it. There it is. Alright, and now the video portion of the program seems to be playing.
No.
Oh, come on, sweetie. Let me see that handsome face of yours.
I know you're a strong woman, Chelsea, but even you've got your limits.
Quit stalling. I want to see the real you.
Okay, maybe one more?
You've never seen me first thing in the morning. I gotta warn you, not a pretty sight.
Morning? I have never understood PI standard time. But for the rest of us, hey, it's not the morning anymore.
Okay, it actually seems to be behaving pretty well right now.
I'm having a little trouble focusing here. What time is it?
You probably forgot, but our date starts in exactly 12 minutes. Lucky for you, there is a 1-hour grace period.
Okay, and yes, this is what I'm talking about. Wow, this is actually even worse than usual. Okay, I just praised it, and now this happens. Well, I don't know why, but in Play on Linux with this setup, they maybe have an older version of LAV filters or something like this, I don't know. But for some reason this happens. This only when the video ends and you're left with the last frozen frame of the last video that was played. Anyway, I'm gonna skip through this. I should have probably...
Yeah, Chelsea, you wouldn't believe it, but I had a really nice office. Let me tell you about it.
showed this in full screen, and I forgot to change back to Windows XP compatibility, so this is what I get. Alright, so let me see how are things gonna go down if I disable here the virtual desktop. I think not too well. Yes, this is what you get in OBS. I get the game in full screen, but in OBS these shenanigans happen, which you see now on the screen. Anyway, so it is what it is. You could always go back to the virtual desktop and use the other trick that I showed. I'm gonna show it again. Funnily enough, this is also the same resolution as the max resolution that the game supports, so nothing here to change. You just change your screen's resolution, or at least one of them, wherever you want the game to be running. And yeah, I have to change sources in OBS. Oops, I should have clicked on that. Alright, and now it should be fine. Yes, I didn't even need to change the monitor. Like, I didn't need to change which monitor the game window is being displayed on. Okay, and now a quick demonstration. Let's see, can I find few synth in here? Very nice. It's running, just start the game. Once it's set up, you don't need to touch anything anymore. We start the game and we test again. Are there gonna be any MIDI sounds or not? Oh yeah, I was gonna show this.
You've never seen me first thing in the morning. I gotta warn you, not a pretty sight.
Morning? I have never understood PI standard time. But for the rest of us, hey, it's not the morning anymore.
Okay, Seems to behave relatively nice, at least on that cutscene.
I'm having a little trouble focusing here. What time is it?
You probably forgot, but our date starts in exactly 12 minutes. Lucky for you, there is a 1-hour grace period.
And then sometimes, for some videos, I guess you get something like this. Again, I don't know why. I don't think, even if it's an older version, that it should happen, because, you know, it's much newer than the video game, but still, it happened.
I'm sorry, Ch.
In fact, as far as I know, just FFD show should have been enough, but at least for me, it doesn't work.
Yeah, Chelsea, you wouldn't believe it, but I had a really nice office. Let me tell you about it.
And there you go. The media sounds are working.
I fill my ashtray with candy in hopes that visitors will forego the dangers of smoking in favor of good, wholesome, processed sugar.
Alright, and here we can also enable animated textures, which I also did in my playthrough. Anything else here, you don't need to change that. Yeah, and there's pretty much nothing else. I guess if you wish, you could change the resolution. But yeah, that's as much as you would want to change here. Alright, now I wanna show you quote unquote the same, but by installing the Keylight codec pack. Alright, so let's make a new bottle. 32 bits again, using system wide, and which by the way is version 4.0. Yes, that's right. I didn't bother to upgrade it because, well, not yet, I haven't, because I didn't really need to. And I'm gonna name this Cymon Keylight, let's say. Okay, so the same program, we set up the wine bottle, then we configure the wine bottle. Oh, it's already configured for Windows XP, emulating. Oh, I think I selected the previous one. Yes, I did. Okay, make sure you select the correct wine bottle if you're working in Play on Linux. Change to Windows XP and emulate a virtual desktop with that same resolution. Easy peasy. Now it's time to install the game again. And done. Alright, I won't show you all of the other stuff. I'm gonna make a shortcut because hey, why not? I may need it. And we're gonna call that TMO Keylight, because now I'm going to install the Keylight codec pack inside this very bottle. That is again version 10.0.5. go for advanced mode. You can select where you want it to be installed. It doesn't really matter for me much. Here they give you some pre-selected default stuff, but what you need is not selected, so it doesn't hurt if you install those. Like, it doesn't even matter, they're not gonna do anything detrimental, but I'm gonna deselect them all and I'm gonna show you that all you need is MPEG-2 using the scanner 5 that is in the directional video decoding filters section. Then for directional audio decoding filters you want AC3 with FFD show, using FFD show, and under directional source filters you want MPEG-TS using LAV. And then I like to install, this is completely optional obviously, the Codec tweak tool, which could help tweak settings if need be. Okay, so it's gonna do a bunch of things, nothing we need to tick or untick here. Move on. Software decoding, yes. More audio configurations, we don't change anything, just as default as possible. Setup has detected that some vital registry keys are missing. This will cause sound problems in some applications. Should someone fix this problem? Yes, please. Okay, the problem has been fixed. Even if you don't install the Codec tweak tool, you always have the installer, I guess, if you're going for this solution, so you can always install it afterwards, I guess. Alright, and now it's time to play the game. See if it works. Oh, this is in my full screen resolution, so let me change that. Go back to 800 by 600. Alright, and start again. Give the stuff, player name, name him 3. Why not? Alright, so let's see how some of these cutscenes behave.
No.
Oh, come on, sweetie. Let me see that handsome face of yours.
I know you're a strong woman, Chelsea, but even you've got your limits.
Quit stalling. I want to see the real you.
You've never seen me first thing in the morning. I gotta warn you, not a pretty sight.
Morning? I have never understood PI standard time. But for the rest of us, hey, it's not the morning anymore.
I'm having a little trouble focusing here. What time is it?
You probably forgot, but our date starts in exactly 12 minutes. Lucky for you, there is a 1-hour grace period.
I'm sorry, Chelsea, but I've been working like a dog.
Oh, has it been a hard day's night?
Yeah, but now I want to hold your hand.
Okay, enough of that. Now get going before I change my mind about the surprise I have in store for us.
Well, it's not a formal surprise, is it? Because my tux, it's at the dry cleaners.
No, no monkey suit required.
I hope it's a naughty surprise.
Oh, well, you'll just have to wait and see, cowboy. Now don't go back to sleep. Make yourself beautiful as quick as you can and zip on over here. I'll be waiting.
Yeah, Chelsea, you wouldn't believe it, but I had a really nice office. Let me tell you about it.
Okay, that was pretty much that conversation. So as you can see with the Keylight codec pack, it does not happen. Or maybe there is some slight pixelizations around the corners, but it's not as dramatic. So I don't know what is up with the version included in Play on Linux, the so-called directional filters fix. But at least you can easily obtain a newer version, and you can also use Lutris if you want to use the LAV filters. Also, I guess I did not turn off the QSynth program, so the MIDI are playing by default, which is very nice. That also works. So yeah, you've got some options.
I fill my ashtray with candy in hopes that visitors will forego the dangers of smoking in favor of good, wholesome, processed sugar.
I guess since we're here, why not see one more cutscene?
Oh, Boyd's Life. Annual fishing issue. I wonder what those twins are up to this month.
Yep, everything seems fine. Okay, well, that's pretty much it. These solutions should work for you. Have fun playing Text Murphy Overseer.